on, everybody? Welcome back. This is Motovlog, and today's topic in my video is if I had to trade this sport glide in, or if there was no sport glide at all, what would I get, or what would I have gotten? So stay tuned. Alright, welcome back. So, if I were to trade the sport glide in, or if I never had the option to get the sport glide, what would I have gotten? Now, full disclosure, I'm pretty new to riding, okay? I've ridden for a little bit over a year on a street bike. Now, I grew up riding dirt bikes and quads and all that, but never really on the street. So my very first bike I ever owned was a 2019 Harley Davidson Iron 1200, and the picture would be right here of that bike. I love that bike. It was a great bike. It was a great bike to learn on, and overall it's just a really neat little bike. Now it has, it had its drawbacks, as with any bike does, but that bike right there holds a special place in my heart, as I think everybody's first bike does. It did not have, kind of the luxuries that my sport glide has, obviously, and it really wasn't the best on the freeway. I mean, you could do it, but it just didn't feel near as stable. And I had power. I mean, over here in Texas, we got 75-mile-an-hour speed limits. You could do it on the sport glide, but it felt like kind of running out of power as far as passing power, because you only had 5 years. Anyways, sport glide way better, in my opinion, as far as for what I wanted. So that's the only motorcycle I've owned, is the Iron 1200 and this 2019 Sport Glide. Now, I don't see myself getting rid of this anytime soon, but if I were, what would I get? First off, if you're not subscribed here, go ahead and hit that like button down there, or hit subscribe and the bell icon. It really helps me out. You get notifications when I'm posting new videos. I try to make content at least twice a week. I'm pretty new to this YouTube stuff, the YouTubes, but I'm really enjoying it. So back at the question at hand, sport glide. If I had to trade it in or not have it, if it never existed, that's a toss-up. For those that have watched my previous videos on this motorcycle and my channel, they know. What's up, buddy? There you go. Got another one right there. It's a nice little bike. I originally went into the dealership for a Heritage Classic 114. This bike wasn't on my radar, so I was torn between the Heritage Classic 114 or a street glide. Now, my only real drawback for the bigger touring bikes for me is I'm 5'10", but my legs are a little bit shorter. I have a shorter inseam. I got a 30-inch inseam. I can flat foot the bike, but as somebody that was newer to riding, probably not the best idea, in my opinion. I mean, that was just me, my comfort level. Everybody's different, but to go from a Sportster to a bagger. So go through that flat there. That's why the Heritage was on my radar. I wanted that Heritage. I wanted the bags. I wanted a seat that had, little bit of cushion, 2-up capabilities, which you can't have all with all bikes, you know, that Harley produces, as far as I know. I think the only one that doesn't have that is the FXDR, which they're discontinuing. But you know, the Heritage had pretty much everything I wanted. You know, 2-up capabilities, cruise control, all that coolness. So at the time of purchase, if there is no such thing as a Sport Glide, you know, it would have been the Heritage, hands down. It's these new Softail chassis are a little bit lighter than the old Softails and Dynas, which I've ridden one of each of those. I rode an older Softail Slim, and I also ridden a Street Bob. So one other thing too is these bikes have kind of a lower center of gravity. I mean, they're about 30 pounds lighter than the outgoing chassis, but which, you know, grand scheme of things, you don't really feel 30 pounds all that much unless it's high up. So these bikes have a lower center of gravity. So it would have been ideal for a newer rider such as myself to have something that was a little bit easier to handle, especially in low speed situations. That's where a lot of accidents happen with new riders. They try to maneuver in, you know, low speed situations and maybe get too much front brake when they're turning the front forks, and whoop, there you go. So that's that. Now, if I were to trade this in, what would I get? That's a good question, because I want to have something. If I were to trade it in to get something that would maybe have a radio, maybe is a keyword, because I guess I never had a radio on a bike. I've had a Bluetooth headsets on the my helmet, and so I can listen to the music if I wanted to that way. So radio is not all that important to me, but it's between two different bikes, I would say. I like the blacked out look of these newer specials they have. So I'd say either a Street Glide Special, okay, which this is what it looks like right here, and so that's the Street Glide Special. You see it's all blacked out, and they come with a 114, and it's a pretty neat looking bike. You have the radio on it if you want it. It's got that nice GTS 6.5 brand new Harley's infotainment system, and everything that I've read, they're just, you know, there's a reason why it's one of Harley's top selling bikes, if not the top selling motorcycle. Or, because that's about $28,000, right? Or my other option would be, now hear me out, get an Electric Glide Standard, which starts at the same price really as a Sport Glide, okay? Plus or minus like maybe a few $100. I think it's $18,999, and this is right here, the Electric Glide Standard. Also a nice looking bike, not blacked out. Okay, you got chrome on it, and you got some aluminum, polished aluminum parts on it. So it is the base of the touring line. Now, that's like $10,000 less than the Street Glide Special, right? My thoughts are, you know, it comes with a 107, not the 114. My thoughts are, get the Electric Glide Standard and do a stage 4 kit with a 128 big bore kit, which is right here. Okay, and you're putting out almost the exact same power as a 131 big bore kit for the 114 or 117 if you got a CVO bike, but you're still in it for a little bit less than a Street Glide Special. The only big difference is you have monster power. You will have no radio, and you have your chrome bits on it. Now, I'm not a huge fan of chrome. I like a little bit, but not a whole lot. So you might have enough left over to put in a radio if you so choose, and speakers, because that bike already has pre-wired inside the fairing. Everything's pre-wired for a speaker system and a infotainment system. You just gotta plug it in, and you're right around the same price as a Street Glide Special. And the kicker to that would be is the 128 kit. If you buy it within 60 days of the purchase of the bike, you're all under warranty. So you got yourself a performance bagger that might not look as the part of a Street Glide Special, but it'd be kind of a sleeper, and you still have kind of the functionality of the bag. You're gonna have to get 2-up seat and put in passenger floorboards. I'll put in passenger floorboards for my wife, which, you know, that'll be another $500 if you just get the pillion and everything on there, do it yourself. But that's what, you know, those are the two different bikes that I would get if I were to ever have to trade in my Sport Glide, or I got tired of it and want to upgrade. Let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments if you had to trade your bike in right now. Does it matter which one? You could have a Vespa, right? Doesn't matter which bike. We all are on the, we're all, you know, cut from the same cloth. We are on 2 wheels. What would you get? Let me know in that comments below. And as always, if you like what you see, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. And hit that bell icon to let you know, notify you whenever I have new uploads coming in. All right, peace out, y'all.